Hey folks, I know I'm a little bit dirty, but there's very good reason for that. Connie and I have been driving variations of the Jeep Wrangler, including the Gladiator here, on some pretty awesome roads, haven't we?
Amazing, and trails.
Yeah, and trails as well. Roads, forget roads, trails, mud, rocks, water fording, steep climbs, all that kind of stuff, just outside of the town of Bobcaygeon, for you Tragically Hip fans, in the Kawartha region in Ontario. So it was a lot of fun. Check this out.
Driver's gonna start climbing now. Yep, there it is. Yep, start turning, straighten out, get back there, just run through. Nice.
We are in a two-door stick-shift Wrangler, which is a car that I haven't driven. I don't know if I've ever driven a two-door. I guess I still haven't. You said you recently drove one, though.
I did, in Detroit,
okay, that's
yeah.
hilarious. But that's so cool because it just fits so well, I think, of the classic Jeep ethos. I mean, the Jeep has been around since basically 1940 in various forms. So we learned all about the history this morning, right?
Yeah.
Neat fact that you might not know, originally when the Jeep came out as the Willys for war efforts, it wasn't even the Americans using it. The Americans did like a Lend-Lease program with allies in the theater before they even joined World War II. So the Wrangler's not even really, didn't even start, but then of course they started using it, and since then it's been used like crazy, as farmers used to use horses, I guess, to till their fields. Now the power of the Wrangler, or I guess at the time the Willys, and the 4x4 capabilities of it made it a really good farmhand as well. I think that's right. That's what they said, right? And would they say it's the most modified vehicle of all time now?
Yeah.
Somehow they said that they know that this is the most modified vehicle of all time. And that's because they said they did it through like SEMA, you know, the Special Equipment Manufacturers Association. I think those stand for. They keep track of this stuff. So it's like the most cultish car I can think of. What about you? What gets more culty than a Wrangler?
Nothing
Nothing.
that
Like
I can think of.
Mustang, but not even though.
Yeah, but those aren't, I mean, people modify them, but not to this extent.
No,
and
no.
There's not like a Mustang Wave.
Right. And there isn't, the Mustang, yeah. And there isn't two fingers on the wheel, three fingers in the air, yeah. The Jeep Wave. And Mustang's a two-door coupe, not counting the Mach-E for now. It's always been a two-door coupe or convertible. This has been a four-door, a two-door with the Gladiator. There's a pickup version, and with the other old, back in the day when they had the Comanche and all this stuff, there's been all these different versions. What all started life as the Willys, which, another interesting fact, when it finally did start making it to the U.S., the people in the U.S. started driving it, it was actually a Ford, because Ford built it back then before AMC took it over, and then eventually Chrysler and so on. Now Jeep does the Wrangler, but it's just so neat to be in something with such a, this is what, as somebody involved in cars, would you say, Connie, this is what we do, one of the things we do this for, to be driving stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like, stuff, go ahead, sorry.
Do you know what the Jeep Wave actually is?
No.
So when you see a Jeep coming, the signal, you keep your hand on the wheel and
Right.
you just give them a Jeep Wave, which is,
Yeah.
peace sign, two fingers up. It means I got you. It's
Oh.
on the trails, it means I got you. I'm not going to leave you behind.
Yep.
You know, the Jeep community really, has each other's back on the trails and off. So when you're in the city and you see a Jeep, you still do that. People still do that. And I will say, when I've had Gladiators at home, Gladiator owners do the Jeep Wave as well.
Really?
Okay, so now I am at the wheel. Connie let me have it for some reason. Not sure why. Why'd you do that? You're just too nice.
Unless you have a turn.
You're too nice. So here we are now at the wheel, and this is the two-door Sport with a manual, so it's kind of like entry level, really, right?
Cloth seats, yeah.
And cloth seats. I love the cloth seats. Don't we? Whoa, the turkeys.
Yeah.
We just drove past a bunch of turkeys. Maybe you'll see them on the video there. I've got the 3.6 liter Pentastar V6 with 285 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque. I like a nice naturally aspirated V6 engine, right?
Of course, yeah.
That's the good stuff. And what are the other two options you can get in the Wrangler, if you wouldn't mind listing those, Connie?
Oh, we got the plug-in hybrid and the, I can't
can't remember.
2-liter turbo 4-cylinder.
Okay.
And the plug-in hybrid also has, I think, a 2-liter attached to it, which I think is also turbocharged. It's the most powerful of all of these, but I still like the legs of a V6. You don't have to rev it like, I mean, the tachometer doesn't even go past 7,000 on the dial. Not even the red line. The dial doesn't go past 7,000 on this thing, because you don't need to rev it to the millions in order to get the power. When you're off-roading, you don't want to be revving the thing like crazy to do that. But being at a two-door is so cool. It changes directions like a Miata, this thing. The wheelbase is so short on it, and it's got steering that's light, but that's, again, for off-roading, you want a bit of play in the wheel, because the wheel does get yanked out of your hands. You don't want it affecting your drive too much. So we're here, and this is one variety, but there's like 3 different roof types you can get on Wranglers.
4.
4? Oh, you're including the one that has no roof at all.
Oh, you're right.
I guess.
So it's 3 options.
No, you could say it's 4. You could say it's 4. Every Wrangler can be no roof at all. Even if you get the hard top one, none of them have a fixed roof.
So it's soft top, hard top, and Freedom One Touch with a soft top retracting power.
That's it. There you go.
So 3 main options.
Thank you.
But with all of them, you can take it all off and go naked, as Jeep called it this morning.
Which you'd have to take the doors off then too.
Yes.
Which you can also do.
Yes.
Which is why we have these controls right here in the middle, so you don't have to be on the
Yes.
door. But it's bouncy though on the road.
Very.
Well, it's a short wheelbase. What are you gonna do,
Yes.
right? But I do love a manual. Yeah, with that power, that is so fun. There's just something about stepping into like a manual Jeep. It just feels like you could be muddy, you could be, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's real old school.
It's real old school.
Yeah.
This is like, let's go to the farm.
But I will say, for sport base, cloth, manual, 2-door, we still have a really good big touch screen.
Yes.
We have dual climate control, heated steering wheel, and heated seats in here.
That's actually pretty good.
Yes.
And the touchscreen, I think, is standard on all
Yes.
Wranglers now. 13.2 or
Yeah,
12.3 inches or something.
it's a huge touch screen.
Yeah.
Wireless CarPlay.
And Android Auto.
Yes.
And the one thing we don't have, really, is that we don't have the optional 7-inch
Digital driver display,
digital
yeah.
driver display, I guess. So
That's okay. I
don't
mean,
want that.
half of it's digital.
Yeah, exactly. I like traditional dials.
I know.
Am I the only, again, fits the Jeep MO.
Lots
right?
of car guys like analog gauges.
Yeah. Well, car guys and gals.
Okay, so now I'm back in the passenger seat, because now we're doing a bit of, this is the light off-roading part, right, Connie?
Yes.
Gravel.
This is just for service roads, as far as I understand it.
Still fun to
Of
drive
course,
on these.
absolutely.
Especially when you're in the Wrangler 4xe now, which is the most powerful Wrangler you can get this side of the 392 with the V8 Hemi. That's only sold in the US, so in Canada, this is the most powerful one you can get. It's got 375 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque, which is not insignificant, from a 2-liter turbo with EV motor as well. But being a PHEV, you can get full EV cruising for in and around 45, 50 kilometers, depending on how you're driving. So that's all pretty cool. And for a time, this was the highest selling PHEV in North America. Of any PHEVs out there, anything from Kia or Hyundai, any of that kind of stuff from Volvo, this was the one. And being the highest selling in North America probably means it's one of the highest selling in the world. So that's pretty cool. But yet you still get all the off-road ability of a Wrangler. It's still trail rated. Every Wrangler is trail rated, which means it can water ford, which means it has strong axles, it has 4-wheel drive, it has locking differentials, all the stuff that is required of being a trail-rated vehicle, we have here. And how does it feel when you're driving it, Connie?
Amazing.
Yeah,
Always.
And it feels like a Wrangler.
Yeah.
Now we're on some pretty hardcore stuff, aren't we? Now we're on like mud, we got rocks, and we've been told by the wonderful Jeep people here, haven't we, Connie? What have we been told? Don't worry if we...
Pinstripe it?
Or bang the bash plates.
Oh, bang the-
Like, either one doesn't matter, or skid plates, whatever you want to call it. That's what they're here for. That's what we're here to learn. So we're coming up on our first obstacle now, even though I feel like we've been going through some obstacles already. But
Definitely.
yeah. But we're gonna see what this is. all about. You're in manual 1 now, right, Connie?
Yes.
And we're about to climb some rocks here.
Yes.
But it's a Jeep. It can handle it, right?
Yes.
It's made for this kind of
And
stuff.
we have spotters, but I'm literally climbing rocks.
That's awesome. Well, I'll show you. Have a look at this. solid. Right through, no problem. No wheel spin, just immediate hook up and go, right?
Crazy.
Holy moly.
Crazy.
More rocks for you. In case you hadn't had enough, there's some more. That's M-O-A-R more, folks. And finishing off in a nice mud bath for you, because that's how you do it when you're in a Jeep.
100%.
Listen to that. Slop, 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 slop. The soundtrack of Jeep. Okay, so now I'm at the wheel, and because I'm at the wheel, I think I'm going to do what you should always do in a Wrangler. And what's that? Use the, what's it called?
Freedom One Touch.
Roof. There we go. Open to the elements, just like the Wrangler gods intended it. All right, so we're on some pretty rocky stuff. You saw with Connie. We are making use of all the things these Wranglers provide. Now I've got all my lockers on too.
Front and rear, sway bar disconnect.
All of it. This is full off-road, full chat off-road mode
Four low,
now.
first gear.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, time for some serious rock work now, as you can see. I'm gritting my teeth. I'm not real. Yep, you're gonna hit those skid plates a bit. So far, I think I'm doing all right. I'm using my forward-facing camera that's got wheel travel indicators on it. And I'm bringing it around. And here I got an M1 now. The wheels forward. Left. Oh, you hear that? That's some serious skid plate sounds right there, right, Connie?
Yes.
Use those brakes to drop it down. Oh! This is a proper cliff. Ooh, and that. Rear's dropping. Okay, so we're now in yet another version of the Wrangler. It's another four-door, but it's not the 4xe. We're now back in a 3.6 V6, but this one's a four-door, unlike the first one I drove, and it's an auto, but it's also it is a Rubicon, and it has the largest tires of any of the vehicles that we've driven yet on this event. 35-inch tires on this one. And it's showing
Powering
no
through.
pain.
Yeah,
It's
just powers
powering
through.
through everything, even at a, what was it, 45-degree angle, Connie? Was it something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had quite a few experiences here, but these things just keep trucking on, and we're being told to just do more rocks, more mud. We're like, okay, that's what you're asking for, because that's what these Wranglers are all about. And they have really, I've never personally driven a Wrangler, or I think any SUV, in as hardcore of the off-roading as we've done on this one.
Nope, me
Connie?
neither. Nope.
But I am thoroughly impressed. This is what off-roading is all about, what it can be, and that's
Absolutely.
incredibly cool, I think. And the one thing I really is you got to plot your routes. You know, you got to make sure you
Absolutely,
don't pick
you
your
gotta
wheel
pick
on
your
the
line.
rock.
Yeah,
Pick
you
your
gotta pick your
line,
line.
just like on a racetrack, right?
Yep.
You got to pick your line. It's why, you know, off-roading and racetrack kind of two variations on a theme, isn't
Yes.
it? Like, pick your line, look down the road, see where you're going.
In racing, though, it's about speed and getting the quickest lap time.
Yeah.
In off-roading, it's about the most ground clearance and the most safety and not damaging the vehicle.
Thumbs out.
Yes.
Don't want to break them. So yeah, all these little things, but it's really cool to be able to experience kind of both, especially a vehicle as capable as the Wrangler.
Yeah.
That was quite something, wasn't it?
Yes, quite a day.
I don't know what some of your main takeaways were, but I know for me it was just how capable these vehicles are over all those crazy situations.
Yeah, they can handle anything. You don't even feel like you're working that hard.
Yeah,
Like,
the
it's
car
just-
does so much work for you, especially that one we had with the big 35-inch
Yes.
tires, all that kind of stuff. That was so capable.
Yes.
And again, I'm not an inexperienced off-roader, neither
No.
are you, but we're not super experienced either. That made me feel like a proper off-roader.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, pretty awesome stuff. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Check Connie out at XO Connie Peters on all the places. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. If not, no hard feelings, of course. You can follow me on Instagram and Blue Sky, and of course, keep it locked to this channel at Dan the Wheelman. Thanks for tuning in, folks. This is Dan the Wheelman signing off from Bobcaygeon. So I know we just did our sign off, folks, but I had to show you guys this. This is so cool. This is the Jeep Wrangler 4xe blueprint. It is a concept from the Moab Jeep Easter Safari. It is basically every year Jeep runs this in Moab in Utah, and they bring all sorts of cool concepts to that event, and this is one of them. It's called the Blueprint because it is basically a showcase for all the aftermarket stuff you can do with your Wrangler, and there are QR codes all over this, and there's a bunch of blue parts. Those are all parts that can be ordered from the Mopar aftermarket catalog or the Jeep Performance catalog. I don't remember the exact name, but scan the QR code, you can see where those Bilstein shocks are from, where these crazy grab handles are from, where these big, huge off-road tires are from. Scan those QR codes and it brings you right to the place you can order those. That is so cool. These are all things you can order for any Wrangler, as well, and some Gladiators as well, and some of the parts can be ordered for Gladiators as well. So this is a pretty rare opportunity to drive something like this. This is like a concept vehicle. I've never had a chance to experience the Moab Easter Safari, Jeep Safari myself, but at least when I drive this, I get a little bit. Driving-wise, it drives pretty much exactly like a 4xe Wrangler, but it has big tires on it, so it's a little softer that way. This thing is hilarious. There's 2 different door types on this, neither of which are your typical doors. They're like half doors for proper, like, off-roading kind of stuff, which is absolutely hilarious, I think, and so cool. Almost every part on here is an aftermarket part. Almost everything in blue on here is an aftermarket part, which is so bonkers cool. And what's really crazy is even with all of that stuff, it still has a widescreen central display, 13 inches or so. It still has a somewhat digitized gauge cluster. It still has power windows, heated steering wheel, heated seats, navigation system, as you heard, and all the off-road stuff like a disconnecting sway bar, locking diffs, and all that kind of stuff. About the only thing it doesn't have that other Wrangler 4xes do is a horn, which is no big deal because it's not like people aren't going to see you coming when you're driving this thing.